Hi guys, it's Black Spring with Autumn. Sorry about that. It's Black Spring with Autumn here on your January 9th, and it is about 5:17, 5:17 on the CST, and I guess about 6:17 on the EST. Hope you guys have had a great week and that you are rolling into the weekend as fast as you can. I just want to just give a little bit of commentary here. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Hello, Crenshaw Crypto. Welcome in on your Friday. Hi, Realize. Thank you so much for coming in. Just hi, John Roberts. Wow, you guys are rapid firing in here. I appreciate that. Just a couple of things. Just mainly, I've been wanting to get into the whole thing on, dare I say, do I want to say the potential acquisition or the conversation or the potential for the U.S. to, I guess, acquire? I'm going to use that word acquire. To acquire Greenland, and I did have somebody mention that to me out of France about 2 weeks ago, or a little bit before the holiday. Buffering? Is it still buffering? Thank you guys so much for coming in. You guys give me a 5x5 if you can see me, or if there is clarity from your point of view. I'm not going to be in here very long. I'm just kind of sandbagged, for the lack of a better word. Just kind of sandbagged after today. Maybe just a little power nap might do it. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we'll do some moonlighting later. We'll see. But thank you guys for loving on the like button. Thank you so much. Realize. John Roberts. Gotcha. Thank you, Crenshaw Crypto at that. So what I want to talk about is just really briefly, just a little bit of commentary. Now, I will say, dare I say, to me, it's like I don't want to say that there is short of a better phrase, that there is an expansion to me. It's an expansion of almost like an empire that I feel like with the idea of the acquisition, or the targets, now you're in the crosshair, this country, Cuba, I and all under the auspices of democracy, whether you want to call. And I'm going to say this about Trump. I'm going to say that he's neither a neocon or a paleocon, whatever you want to call it. I think that it's a new day. And I've said this before, even when I wanted to provide that graphic for you guys, that it just seems like the globe is being squeezed. And thank you so much, Realize. It just seems like the whole world is under pressure, and a lot of these countries are going to crack. I think maybe it started with the, dare I say, the G7, if my recollection it serves me halfway, from his first term, in which it was all about the nations paying their fair share. And I think it's at a different level now. At least that's what's on the front. That's what's on the front of what we're being told. So, but what I'm saying is, I will say that there's one person from the BBC, I believe, or what is it, Rand Paul? Allegedly, Rand Paul has shown his disapproval for any type of military action in, dare I say, for the lack of a better word, the acquisition of Greenland, and which, from my understanding, of course, Greenland is semi-autonomous, in which I think Denmark is, I guess, dare I say, they're the other half. So I don't think this is going to be, I think globally this will shake up a lot of things. I think Rand Paul's position allegedly is that he wanted to, or at least he attempted to, introduce some type of war powers limitation resolution, which I guess the other Republicans voted against him on that. I think even prior to some time ago. So I'm just, to me, this is definitely one to watch, because I think this is all about an acquisition of power, and what are and to do what with it. You know, I can't. He's far from an imperator. Imperator. Trump is. He's definitely not some, some general, or he's not some conquering hero of any stretch. But I think that the people of this country need to recognize what exactly other than rhetoric are you getting from him? And as once was said, I think this goes back to either Greco-Roman philosophy, that, what is it, wars abroad keep the peace at home. And to me, that signals that in order for, to me, to unify the people under the auspices and under the illusions of patriotism and all the isms, it's going to keep your eye off of what actually goes on in this country and what goes on in our own government, which we know is a colossal mess. And so I'm just not convinced. And see, to me, his base, a lot of people are all about that. They, you know, they are under the these illusions of heroism and honor and bravery and all of these things, which to me, it's just not that's what they've pinned. They've pinned all of their hopes to that. I mean, and what is it at the end of the day? I just don't see it. There's, to me, we are not in a position to, we're not, this country has enough issues. I don't even need this. I don't need to say how many issues this country has alone. Dare I say, I'm almost to say Rome has so many, so many, citizens. How will she feed them? How are the people being fed right now? And I'm not just talking about, I mean, just look at our quality of life right about now. Many people are under the illusion that we've been brought back from someplace. I'm just saying, we've been here before, but history, allegedly, historically, we've been here before. So I'm just saying, to me, that's what I don't even want to say the MAGAs and all of this. I don't know what these people believe, but I do think they believe in whatever he says is what they're going to go with. Even if it has more holes than Swiss cheese, that's what they're going to go with. They're going to support it. And I'm just thinking of all the conversations. Now, I'm just going to pivot a little bit. All the conversations about the fraud and all of these things. I'm just thinking, I mean, did it really take this many years to uncover? I mean, it's been right under your nose. I mean, dare I say, you have all these agencies and institutions and all these levels of intelligence, but allegedly Nick Shirley is, he uncovered, he was the thunder, he was a thunder striking element, or I'm telling you, you can't convince me that no one's ever looked into any of these, dare I say, a daycare or any of these other clinics or storefront looking areas and thought maybe there's some other illegal operation or fraudulent operation going on behind the scenes. I mean, I'm just saying, it's just, but you know what? All we can do is try to endure into the end and just try to keep our own heads on a swivel and just try to maintain wherever we can, because this is not, to me, things are not going to get any better. It's going to get worse. I mean, and then some people just I have one person that I know, a friend of mine, just keeps randomly asking me about questions about travel. Oh, where do you want to go? Or is there a place? I'm like, honey, I'm not right about now going anywhere globally. I think is not a good idea for a multitude of reasons. I will say even since COVID, yeah, and I will say, what was it about? Because I spent a lot of time in Europe in 2019. I did, literally until the seasons changed. Literally until the seasons changed, until, say, for instance, some of the flights, the seasonal flights, were no longer, until they entered like a rainy season, like a more of a torrential season in Europe. And amazingly, and it was almost like, I'm not saying I'm prophetic or any kind, or that I have some type of anointing, but it's just like I kind of like knew, like, right about now I better do whatever it is, because things are changing. Things were already changing, not just for me, but just, geographically, geopolitically. I got all types of questions about Trump while I was there. And it's just like everybody was just, everybody leaned in. I mean, anybody from Portugal, France, I mean, England. I mean, to me, all these countries are kind of bosom buddies. I mean, it's just a skip and a hop, or, Italy, Spain. I'm just telling you, it was like that back then, but I can't even imagine what it is, what it's like right now. I'm just thinking, oh, I don't know. I know I have some ideas, but I'm not, no. No. It's like you don't want to get locked out or locked in. So I'm just thinking from a global perspective, or even travels, global travel or international travel, in the last 6 years, I would say, or 7 years. It's like 7 years have flown by. Let me go through some comments here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Marcy G's here. Yeah, I'm just thinking, it's not gonna. It's not. I don't know how long this is gonna last, until, what is it? Maybe if they ruffle up NATO, and I don't know what could happen. What could happen? Things may not remain the way that they are. They may not. Maybe new alliances will be formed. Geopolitics is not my domain, but I'm just looking. Where are we right now? Let's see. Realize says, Pinky in the brain, he wants to take over and rule the world by any means necessary. But and I see that from one angle, but unless he is trying to do some type of dictatorship for life, like the divine Julius Caesar, allegedly, what, 3 years? And do what with it? The way this country is run, the pendulum is going to swing, to me, who knows? It's like a boat with holes in it. It's like a boat with holes in it. And, you'll fall through the cracks very easily. Marcy T, she says, and when they need a hero, we shall provide them with one signal, one sign, the Illuminati. Let's see. Thank you so much, Marcy T. Eric Marcuson 337. 337. Okay, try to stay with me, okay, guys? Yeah. We're not just, I didn't give you a specific topic here, but we're talking about Rand Paul and him releasing the War Powers Resolution, which allegedly he got shut down on. But I will say, allegedly, according to whatever the freedom index is, he's 96%. But there again, to me, there's subjectivity there. I think everybody has a different definition of what freedom actually is. And I don't know how you guys are feeling right now, but if you got to think about it, domestically, we're all getting squeezed as well. You can't put that much pressure on the world without some type of flow back domestically. You just can't. Thank you guys so much for coming in and loving on the like button. RCT says freedom. Thank you guys for loving on the like button. Like I said, if you guys want to support this channel, this is what you coming in, loving on that like button. And, if you really want to throw caution to the wind, as I say, you can share it out. You can not only subscribe, that sharing out, if you have the capability, or if you have those features on your personal account, those are the ways you can support this channel. Okay. So yeah, so I'm just thinking, yeah, like I've said that, we were at a hinge in 2019, and I knew it was enough of a hinge that we were never going to go back to anything prior to 2020. Okay. That's a fact. But now I think this global, I'm thinking, he's the perfect person to sell the New World Order, and yet their fact checkers just keep going in here, giving you their definition of what the New World Order is. Now, same show, same street, same skinny jean crooks, different calendar year. Point Fire 94. Well, I'm not sure am I familiar with the Somali affair? To what extent? I mean, that it's, there's layers to all of this. I mean, I've had my, I've had my own interactions. And to me, I don't really want to, to me, that's a whole nother show. But I mean, I'm not going to sit here and single these people out, because I think we've all been just like chess pieces on the board. And most of these people are they're just being used. Do they care about democracy and this and that and freeing this one and that one and a better life? No, they don't. That's not what this is about. And I think most people that have been on this channel and other channels, we're not under any illusion that all of the ideology and the spread of this and the spread of that and the presupposition of this and that is what this is all about. Yeah, so it's just going to be one to watch for sure. So what was it like? We're not acquiring prime Egyptian grain, but we're certainly acquiring oil. And seems like they've seized another tanker, it looks like today. Was it the fifth one today? Derek C. Williams says, Friday night in exercise mode, late to the party. Hey, there's no such thing as late around here, Derek C. Williams. You're always on time. Always on time. Real time is always on time. I appreciate you so much for coming in. I really do. Let's see. Point Fire 94 says the Canadian Airborne Regiment was disbanded due to soldiers dealing with Somali youth stealing food aid in Mogadishu. Political correctness, deja vu. Well, like I said, that particular, this particular angle that you mentioned, you speak of, no, I'm not familiar with that at this time. I've been in and out of Minnesota like 10 years, enough. I had an uncle that had a seafood restaurant in Minnesota for many years. But flying in and out of St. Paul, you can just, I don't know. It's a lot of bitterness, I think, from certain groups of people, depending on, I don't know their struggle, but I do know you can be used. We don't always get what we're promised, whether we've earned it or not. Flying Guillotine. How are you? Thanks so much for tuning in. So I'm just offering a little bit of commentary on this whole Greenland, the concept of it, in which they're saying, of course, that the administration is looking into all options, anything from the purchase of Greenland to, I think, even the military action. But I know, I'm pretty sure, and I don't have any friends in that area, but I'm pretty sure they don't want those people don't want that. They don't want that. Because clearly it's going to be more beneficial on this end. But to me, I think that's what Trump's role is. I think there's always been a globalist agenda. And that's why when people just kind of, when we go down to the issues of the common man, it's like, to me, in many ways, we might feel that these are abstract issues, but actually, to me, they're much closer than we think, because all of this is reshaping the world, the globe, and what it's going to look like I would even say in a couple of years. I mean, the place is already different. Most places are already different than they were within the last 5-6 years. I mean, like I said, many of you, if you've traveled internationally, you're not going to go someplace, what, the nationalism type of deal. You're not going to go many places in Europe in which things are going to look like they did 20 years ago or 50 or 60 years ago. It's not going to look like that anymore. You get on the transit, you get on the tram, and it's not that way. It's just not. And here again, national security and democracy and ideology. Yay. It's exhausting. Let me back it up here. King T5245. All right, I'm gonna say this again. Try to stay with us here. Guillotine. Greenland is all about. Oh, I see what you're saying. Guillotine. Yeah. Well, you know, same thing. Even in South America. I mean, Venezuela is one of those places that, in my background, there's always been, you know, people have been kind of leery about visiting there because, for violence several years ago. This was prior to the Trump administration. But, you know, Colombia, yeah, I've only been to Bogota is where I've been. And, you know, but that there again, this era is so different. I can't, even if I were to go back there now, it wouldn't be the same. And even the people would probably be a little different. Let me back this up a little bit. Marcy T. Deagle.com says that tells you the new numbers for the new countries and things. She says, which includes 80% drop off of American citizens. Gotcha. Well, guys, this is all very interesting. All of this is, to watch it is very interesting, but it's also very, I mean, we're in the middle of a turning point, I think is but who knows what's to stop it? You know what I mean? I said that same thing about the shift in many ways, like nationally, all the turning points and turning point USAs and, you know, the global change, the global shift that's happening. Yeah, just, yeah, also we'll see about, I'm wondering if this whole thing, where are they moving along any closer to another one of these, government deals in which I think 5 agencies need to be funded by the 30th of January. So that's what I'm saying. It's like we're sticking our noses all over these other places, and people are losing their lives and everything, and things that, you know, will be revealed in time. There's just a lot. There's a lot to consider here, a lot to see, and it's kind of sad. But because I also think that a lot of countries are dealing with inflation, but I think the biggest denial about where we actually are is, you know, kind of disheartening for people. But guys, I'm going to get off of here. I really appreciate you guys so much for coming in and taking the time off. Marcy T says, I met some merchant Marines from Venezuela when I was like 19. I got you, Marcy T. Yeah, I mean, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Realize says they have to rob these nations of all their natural resources and place the remaining centralized banks to bring in the NWO. You're right. Right on. And I think they're ushering in something else too on a spiritual level. Because what is it? Dare I say, this is Revelations that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that this is, like I was thinking about the other day. I'm like, it's just like giving all the power, like to me, getting, you know, obtaining a whole lot of power and a lot of resources and a lot of wealth, and then what? And so you can transfer it to whom? Who are you going to transfer this to? You know, you're not immortal. You can't live forever. You're not going to be in this position forever. So what exactly are you going to do with all of this? Seriously. Then I thought about, do you guys remember the, nobody talks about this piece anymore. It's it's, what was it, the Mexico and Canada agreement, and that was about 1,500 pages, about 7 years ago. I can't even think of the name of it right now, but I think Rand Paul's position was something about, oh, well, you know, most of the country was purchased through the Louisiana Purchase as well as Alaska, but you know, that didn't come about by insulting these people, and you know, not by not being diplomatic, blah 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 blah. And I just, it's a lot. I think it's just like he's dare I say, he's gone rogue or drunk with power, or I don't know, who knows. But it's definitely one to watch. So we're gonna just we'll just see what's gonna go on here. I'm not sure if it can go on the way that it is without some, you know, I'm not sure if it can continue the way in the trajectory that it's going right now, because who's next, you know. So I appreciate you guys so much. Point fire. Let's see, let me back this out here just a second. Okay, so once again, I want to thank you guys all so much for coming on, and I appreciate it. So for those of you that came in and loved on the like button, you guys are, it's most appreciated on this rainy kind of a Friday. Most of the weekend around here is going to be rainy. Thank you so much, Derek C. Williams, for coming in. I really appreciate it. So let me go back to the top here. There's a lot of people that have come in, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Crenshaw Crypto, thank you so much for coming in. Realize. John H. Roberts, thank you so much for coming in. And of course, Derek C. Williams, the prolific Derek C. Williams. Go ahead and drop your guys' links wherever you want, wherever available. Brian Woody, NHJ. Let's see. Eric Marcuson. 3337 and Point Fire, Peter Bucknell. Hello from the UK. I didn't know that. I didn't know we had somebody here from the UK. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Have a look around. Welcome in. And for those in replay, let me know what you think in the comment section. Are these other nations the only ones getting squeezed? Or are we going to get a little squeeze too? I think we're all getting a little squeeze. Flying Guillotine, Old Head Deuce, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it so much. And we'll probably catch up again later in the weekend, guys. I just need to reset, because this was just complete sandbag. It was a lot. Thank you so much, Marcy T. I really appreciate it. And you guys have a great start to your weekend. And I hope to see you guys around again later. Let's see. I don't know what this is. Yedo poop plug. I don't know what you're doing. No, I don't know what you're doing, but easy. All right, guys. So try to stay dry, and yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on these the situation with Greenland and Colombia. That is yeah, I do have a, yeah, I'll see what I can find out there. But I appreciate you guys so much once again, and have a great start to your weekend. Bye for now.